Hello and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, and as I like to remind you each and every day, it expands our base. Well, here we are, just a few days before Christmas. And let me tell you, everything is not calm in the House. And I mean the House of Representatives, and perhaps for the United States of America. We have only a few hours to go before a deal has to be cut. And then, if it isn't in the House, well, guess what? We could have a partial shutdown of the federal government. Now, why is this happening? Very simply, because a compromise was reached by Democrats and Republicans in the House of Representatives. The Speaker of the House and the Leader of the Opposition agreed on a plan, and it appeared all set. But then, suddenly, dramatically, Elon Musk and Donald Trump weighed in and said, the plan is unacceptable. And immediately, the plan died. This is a bipartisan bill put forward by Democrats and Republicans. And Donald Trump and Elon Musk had the ability to kill it. I want to point out to you something that once upon a time, we operated on the idea that there was a separation of powers, that there were three co-equal branches of government, the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. And there was a feeling that you could work together. Just a quick word about the Republicans in the House of Representatives. When Joe Martin was their leader and speaker for 20 years, he kept a firm grip, and he was succeeded by Charlie Halleck. And Charlie Halleck also kept a relatively firm grip, and he was succeeded by Gerald Ford, and they knew what they were doing. And Bob Michel, who led the Republicans in the House until Newt Gingrich, they had a sense of their colleagues and what would happen. And there was a clear understanding during all of those administrations, which basically lasted from 1938 until the end of the Gingrich era, that there needed to be compromise. There needed to be effective work done by Congress and the White House. Well, we have a new rule now, and that is opposition, no matter what. And so the Republican leadership in the House, exemplified by Speaker Johnson, were unable to put across the plan that they'd agreed upon with the Democrats. And then there was a second plan endorsed by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And guess what? It failed too. Now, do the Democrats bear some responsibility? Well, I guess you can paint a picture in which that would be the case. But the real villain here are the Republicans. There was a suggestion made, and nobody really understands this, but you don't have to be a member of the House of Representatives to be Speaker of the House. You remember last year when they were talking about Donald Trump being elected Speaker of the House? And of course, it was poo-pooed. Do you know there are people now who are actively suggesting that Elon Musk be Speaker of the House? There is something topsy-turvy in the incoming Trump administration. And the question you have to ask is who's in charge? And are we, at least for the next 2 years before the next midterm elections, going to have this kind of back and forthing? And who elected Elon Musk? Okay, I understand. Presidents have advisors. Woodrow Wilson had Colonel House. Franklin Roosevelt had Harry Hopkins. We understand that there are terms and agreements that are reached by a president and an individual who can help them. And I could go down the list. There's so many throughout all the administrations. But can you imagine Elon Musk exercising this kind of power? What was amazing to me is there were commentators, granted from the left, who called Elon Musk President Musk. That's right, as if he were really pulling the strings. Now, as of this morning, as I record this message to you, we do not know what the House will do. We know that Speaker Johnson says they're going to try to work something out in the next few hours. But, well, what if they don't succeed? And why is it that Donald Trump is determined that if there be a government shutdown, it be under the Biden administration? Oh, I can answer that. Optics. But he's going to have some real decisions to make. And the people around him are going to have to help him, if he'll let them, come to the right decision. What is Speaker Johnson's future? It doesn't seem to me to be a very bright future, not at all. It seems to me that when your own members repudiate the plan that you put forward, well, you've got a problem surviving. Now, the problem may be, who is the alternative to Speaker Johnson? I don't know. Do you? Oh, and by the way, remember how Donald Trump cozied up to Johnson, brought him down to Mar-a-Lago, and made essentially him a partner in what he was doing? Even on election night, they were together. Would you trust Donald Trump if you were Speaker Johnson? If you were anybody dealing with Donald Trump, would you trust him to stand by you? This is a real problem. And remember, Donald Trump will be president of the United States on January 20th, and his term runs 4 years. And we don't even know where Vice President-elect Vance stands, except that he stands firmly with Donald Trump. These are real issues confronting America. Now, when I woke up this morning and I looked at what was going on in the world, in the Middle East, in Ukraine, with our relations with Canada, when I take a look at all of the various obstacles which exist, which Donald Trump is going to have to confront, and here we are, the largest economic power in the world, dealing with the question of funding our government. Well, all I can tell you is I'm getting ready for a vigorous ride over the next month. But more than that, I said a month. Why? Because today is December 20th. January 20th is just 1 month away. There's a lot going to happen in that month, and we're going to cover it right here on Around the Political World with John Rothman. Now, I have to tell you, I can't wait to turn on the news. I want to know whether Washington comes to an agreement. Don't you? Thanks for tuning into another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. Make sure to follow along. Let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. And of course, please do share an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand. And of course, you can interact with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or you can email me. And of course, the most important word of all is a big thank you to Gogo Zoger, the wonderful producer of Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am John Rothman. Have a great weekend, and I can't wait to see where we will be on Monday. See you then.